Hello, everyone, and welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. I am Agni James, and we are going to be doing a peaceful monism meditation tonight. Monism means oneness, as opposed to dualism, which is two-ness. A monist thought is the idea that there's only one thing, there's only one substance, and dualism is the notion that there's two substances. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? How is life with everyone out there? JT Farms, you are here. You are here. Beautiful, beautiful. Your fire quartz is has a nice home here. It's hanging out with me. How are you doing today, JT? What's going on in your world? You will be here every moment. JT, you were super supportive. Your support is much appreciated. Those of you who don't know, JT is my channel shaman. She keeps all the bad energy out, the good energy in. She does a lot to support this channel, and she's also a kick-ass moderator. So yeah, it's good to see you. And she's a damn good poet too. She can write fire poetry like no one else. It's pretty amazing. That's actually how we met. Let's see. Allergies killing you. Yeah, still, huh? Allergies, they're rough. There's no easy way around them. If you're gonna get allergies, you're gonna get allergies, and you can take stuff, you can take medications, but they always seem to like creep back in. One of my real good friends and I were out on a walk the other day, and he was overcome by feelings of discomfort from allergy season. He was like allergic to everything in the forest that we were involved in walking in, right? So it was just quite an unpleasant experience for him. But he deals with it because what are you going to do at the end of the day? It's like, if you're allergic to some things in the house, you're allergic to some things out of the house. I mean, you take allergy medication, but really that's the only thing you can do. JT, you say I'm learning to write water poetry these days, slowing the flow just a bit. Ooh, I like that. Water poetry. Yeah, that would be a good change. You got to mix it up, right? You mix up your styles, right? When you're feeling like fire, you write like fire. When you're feeling like water, you write like water. When you're feeling like earth, you write like earth. What would that be like? I guess it would be a very grounded style. I don't know how well grounded poetry would work, though, right? Poetry usually has to have emotions, and you have to be flowing with that, with the passions. Very, very grounded, centered poetry might be kind of blah. It might not have much zest to it, but it might be very structurally sound. Maybe grounded poetry is very like technical and very it has just a nice meter, and it just is very in line with the technical specifications of how poetry is supposed to be, right? It's funny. It's funny how it's like that, right? There's people out there that are like, hey, wait a minute, your poetry doesn't conform to the standards of existing poetry, therefore it's invalid. It's not good. Whenever you write poetry, you need to judge it against what's already out there that uses X meter and this following form. And like there are people like that will not accept something if it comes into their genre if it doesn't already correspond to pre-existing norms. And I guess that's understandable, right? Like let's say you go to school for something, you spend your whole life working on something, a certain area. What maybe it's like painting, or maybe it's I don't know, metalwork of some sort, right? And then someone comes in and is like doing it completely different. You might be like, hey, you're doing it wrong. Like you're supposed to start here and then you work your way out and blah blah blah. And then like but they're like, no, 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 check this out. And then they do something completely different, right? And it works out better. It works out better than the way everyone else was doing it. It's like no one would have thought. No one would have thought, right? And that's kind of what the Agni James project is about. Allowing people to be okay with the differences in other people, and they might be doing something that you view as totally backwards, right? You might be like, hey, you're doing that completely backwards, or you're doing that completely wrong. But there might be a rationale for it that is just not illuminated yet. JT, you said you were meditating on a candle for 30 minutes, and it was quite illuminating. Well, maybe there's someone out there that's doing something in a different way. It's very unconventional, and it's going to be quite illuminating for all of us. We got to at least be tolerant of those ideas. I understand like after we see the whole project to completion, if it's like, hey, this, you worked for like 40 years on this paper and it turned out like garbage, right? Then yeah, okay, right. But maybe they worked 40 years on it and it completely changes the way all few further papers are written. You got to at least let the person finish their art, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back. Let's get back to chat. Um, JT, you say you're allergic to your damn emotions. Ooh, that's intense to be allergic to your emotions. That's like an autoimmune disorder. You have an autoimmune disorder, except it's directed solely at your emotional responses. Well, if that's the case, then I would recommend a strict diet of Buddhism, which will help you detach from your emotions and not be a slave to your emotions. Right? That's what Buddhism holds. Right? Like, hey, we're so attached to all these things in the external world. Not just like X, Y's, and Z's, like people, places, and things, but we're also attached to ideas and our emotions. And maybe we need to not be so attached to those things. Maybe we should, detach a little bit, let go a little bit, allow those things to pass over us, right? Such that we can actually experience the oneness and the love that already exists within our hearts at any given moment, right? It's there, but we get lost up in the worldly endeavors and things like that, right? JT, you say, yes, very, very ground, but bland maybe. Yeah, we were talking about the earth poetry, right? Fire poetry, water poetry, and earth poetry would be very grounding, I think. No one ever talks about earth. I think how they have like earth, water, earth, air, fire, water. People talk about fire. Everyone likes fire, I guess. People talk about water. People like water. I mean, I'm drinking water right now, right? There's really no one that actually. I take that back. When I was about like 23, I knew a girl that did not like water. She detested water. Now you might think, oh, she has to drink water. Water's in just like everything you drink, pretty much. Yeah, and that's where she got her water from. But she never drank straight water. She would the only time she loved diet. I think Diet Pepsi or something, and she would just drink that shit all the time, like nonstop. It was just like, hey, you know, you're having another can of Diet Pepsi. Like, how's that doing on your body? Like, do you feel good? Do you feel healthy? And she's like, this is like my 12th one today. And it was ridiculous because you could like even see that shit coming out of her pores. It was disgusting. I didn't. It's like if you drink 12 cans of Diet Pepsi a day, like that's. I don't know what the. See, I think the problem is they couch the Pepsi, the disgustingness of Pepsi in like the term diet. So it's like, hey, this is going to be healthy. I'm just going to chug this 2 liter of Diet Pepsi. It's not healthy, world. I don't care if it's Diet Pepsi. It's still unhealthy to drink 12 cans of Diet Pepsi a day. You're not doing something good for your body. All right, JT, let's get back to chat. You say understanding of others helps us grow in more ways than one. Oh, absolutely, definitely, yeah. If we, well, here's the thing, right? There's so many different ideas out there, right? And everyone's like, oh, my own belief set is it must be what's right. That's why I believe it, right? And there's survival value in that. It was evolutionarily advantageous back in the day to have a belief set that was um, that was pretty much unalterable to a tremendous amount of change on a quick basis, right? Because think about it: if all of your beliefs that you had within were constantly shifting and constantly changing, like you wouldn't really get anything done. Like, how many meals would you prepare? How much food would you acquire? How much would you have like proper shelter? Would you have enough clothing for the winter, right? Things like that. You wouldn't survive to reproductive age. But given the course of time, those who had belief sets that wouldn't change dramatically all the time had a better chance of survival, and therefore those genes were passed down to offspring, yada yada yada, right? But at the same time, innovation is also selected for. So a certain level of innovation is also necessary for a species to survive. Because what is evolution? It's you have to adapt, right? You have to adapt to a given circumstances, right? Whoever's mutate a natural selection, right? Whoever is best adapted to a given external environment, their body will have a better chance of reaching reproductive age and passing on those genes to offspring, right? So yeah. All right, let's see what else do we got going on here. JT, you say, uh, even if it doesn't change the world, it will help change the person at least maybe. Yeah, and I think that's the idea. I think that really is the idea. You got to hear people out. You really do. Let's see. JT, you say you will fill that prescription right away. Buddhism or Udism. I'm just I don't do anything original. I just take the ideas of the major religions and philosophies that are already out there, and I'm like, hey, all these religions share the following common principles. They all share X, Y, and Z. Why don't we just say, hey, the basis of all these religions actually is just about being a good fucking person. Everyone's always like, hey, I need advice. I need step by step advice on how to live. Like I don't know what to do. Like write it out for me, spell it out for me. And shit, I've been the same way at times. I've totally been the same way. But then at the end of the day, it's like love your neighbor, be kind to people around you. Treat others, like you would like to be treated, right? It's it's kind of wild how everything's like that, right? But it's just maybe there's some truth to it. Maybe that's the reason why all the major religions and philosophies out there are very concerned with human suffering, with minimizing human suffering and trying to promote good and flourishing for culture, right? And for people, because it's about people in the end. All right. So, oh, hey, Christine the Bean is here. Good to see you, Christine the Bean. How are you doing tonight? You say, timely chat, you're doing continuing education on the five elements. Oh, that's awesome. Today was good. Last week was fire. Wow. I love it. I love it, Christine. Yeah, continuing education on the five elements. I see. I'm so ignorant about it. I thought there were only four. I mean, there's earth, air, fire, water. What's the fifth? I guess I think it depends on whatever discipline you're involved in. But I thought there were only four elements. I don't know what the hell there is. Oh, metal. Dude, how do I not even know about metal? How did I not know that metal was an element? I mean, I'm into the metal scene. I should know that metal is an element. Uh, that's interesting. I'm kind of interested about the relation between metal and earth. You'd think that like earth and metal were very similar in a lot of ways. Huh, interesting. Anyways, hi Christine. I hope you're doing well. Let's say JT, you say Mark drinks very little water. He's all soda and sweet shit. Don't know how he does it. That shit makes you even more thirsty. Yeah, yeah. Like I can't if I'm sitting there watching someone drink like Diet Coke all day. Like I'm getting thirsty just watching them. I don't understand. Yeah, that girl that I mentioned earlier. 12 Diet Pepsis a day, right? That's what and no, she would never drink any water. No no glasses of pure water is what I mean. And that blows my mind. It's like, and she thought she was being healthy. I'm trying to tell her like, look, just because it says diet in front of the word Pepsi doesn't mean it's healthy, and she refused to accept it. I wonder what happened to her. I don't know. Let's see what else is going on. Hey, Chad guy's here. Good to see you, man. Thanks for stopping by yesterday, and thanks for stopping by today. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can, man. You can get a hey yeah or hell yeah or ho yeah, whatever, however we want to say it. I think you can actually say different depending on like where you live, because I've heard it said in many different ways. I would just probably say hell yeah. I wouldn't. I would probably say it like that. I don't know. Christina, you say your dad. Oh, he's been in the hospital since last Monday. Hopefully he will get to go home tomorrow. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know that. Yeah. Let's send some positive love, some positive energy and love his way during this meditation. Maybe we can get some healing energy directed towards him. Yeah, that's rough. When like a member of your family gets sick, you're always kind of left dumbstruck. And like, what are you gonna do, right? It's like you're no doctor. There's nothing you can do. And if they have to go to the hospital and get like a procedure, you're just kind of like, okay, well, now I'm just gonna like show up at the hospital and like be supportive and try to be positive. But at the end of the day, you can't do anything. You can't like wave a magic wand and get them better, right? I mean, I guess people have tried that kind of shit before, right? But it usually doesn't end up good. It's like, like whatever they try, like usually doesn't work. I mean, the medical establishment has gotten pretty good at keeping people alive. But sometimes not. Sometimes the medical establishment's garbage too. So I guess you got to take everything in moderation. All right, where are we at here in chat? All right. I think we're all caught up with that other stuff. All right, back here. Chega, you say you're almost done with the book you've been writing for 5 years now. Yeah, it's an epic fantasy book going to your magnum opus. Ooh, nice, man. Did you? I think you mentioned that one time in chat. I think you did mention that you were writing a book at some point, man. That's awesome, dude. Well, good luck with that, man. That's got to feel great to get to like complete something like that. To really immerse yourself in that world and be able to write something like that. I've never written a book. Longest thing I've ever written was probably like I don't know 40 pages. And it had to do with philosophy. I've never written anything more than that. I can't imagine what that would be like though. I mean, the cool thing about writing, I don't know, you said it's epic fantasy. Yeah, epic fantasy is perfect. Like, think about that. Your mind can just go off in whatever direction you want. There's no like, there's not that many limits on what you can do. And I love mediums, artistic mediums that don't have like very, tight, like constraining limits. If I'm going to be doing something artistic, I want to be able to expand in every direction. I don't want to be confined to like one given structure or way of doing things. So that's cool that you're working in that genre. So it's going good, man. What do you think? Do you think you'll be done within the year? Writing for 5 years now, man. That's intense. Christina Bean, you say speaking of water, one of your dad's issues is he doesn't drink enough water, but he has to be careful not to drink too much. See, that's interesting. That's interesting. Usually, it's simply people just are not drinking enough water. In fact, they say 90% of headaches are caused by dehydration. Like when I heard that, that was like an immediate like I made an immediate move to drink more water because I'm like, dude, what are we doing? So then, whenever I see people and they're like, oh, I have a headache, I'm like, how much water have you drank today? And usually people are like, Agni, shut up, man. I'm like, no, seriously, how much water? And then they tell me, and they're like, yeah, I had like a glass. I had like 5 sips when I woke up out of bed, and then I haven't had water since. It's like, I wonder why you have a headache, because you've been out in the sun all day and you've had 5 sips of water like, 12 hours prior, like our bodies need water. Water is such a crucial element for our being, we need that. Our bodies require that stuff. Let's see. JT, you're asking about that. You're asking about is Christine's father having kidney issues? Yes, but he also has heart. Oh, shit. That's intense. Yeah, that's intense. Medical conditions are intense. Sometimes when I think of them, I'm like really empathetic. Sometimes when I think of the medical issues, I start like feeling those sensations, and then I start like tweaking out. I'm like, holy shit! Like, wow, great. Now I'm the one with like all the issues, and so then I gotta like do mindfulness techniques just to like calm myself down. I'm like real quick to be empathetic. It's like it's great because I can relate to other people and understand where they're coming from and really hear them out with an unbiased perspective. Because think about it, we all have these belief sets, right? We already believe certain things about the world, about people, places, and things. So when we encounter another human being and they're talking to us, a lot of times, like what we hear is filtered through that lens that we have, that belief set lens, which says, okay, certain beliefs, jive together. Certain beliefs, do not contradict one another, so they can be easily assimilated, and I can understand what this person is saying, right? And the more a person is like you, the more personality traits they share, the more emotional similarities that they have in their personality, the easier it is to understand what they have to say. Because it's like, hey, this person talks like me. This person, has the same vocabulary as me. This person, has the same logical structure of thinking of me. Yada yada. But when someone has a vastly different way of communicating, it's much more of a challenge to understand what they say. But if you're empathetic, then you can kind of connect with them on a level, that goes below words, right? That's beyond words, and that's cool. But then if they have any problems, then a lot of times you start like imagining that you have those problems and thinking that you have those problems and understand feeling it in a certain way, right? And then you're next thing you know, you got the same issues. All right, where are we at here? Um, Christine Bean, you say, Agni, you get that too? Yeah, I mean, empathy is a blessing and a curse, right? Those who have it they're very vulnerable to external stimuli and to sensory input coming in, right? But at the same time, they're more sensitive and they can pick up more on about what's going on with a person or what's going on with groups of people or like energies in the room, And I firmly believe that. Chad, guy, you say sounds tough. What's worse? Worse foods have moisture in it too. Oh yeah, getting back to the water thing. Yeah, absolutely. Especially if you eat soups and stuff. Yeah, exactly. That's gotta be rough. Like it's like okay, like yeah, you're pretty much everything you eat. I mean, not everything you eat, but like soup and like anything like juice, has tons of water. Any kind of liquid has tons of water, right? I mean, even like something like meat has water in it, right? Everything's got some water, and it's like if you got to try to regulate your water, and not drink too much water, then that seems like it could be challenging. But I'm sure they have like they've come up with ways to do it. Like it's like, oh, okay, you can have the following things to eat, and then you have that, and that equals X amount of water, and then you can just kind of keep a general idea of it that way. Okay, so yesterday I was out here and I was talking a long time. I kind of feel more like just hopping into some meditation today. Yeah, the stream yesterday, it was good. It was really really powerful stream. It was necessary, but I felt like I was like, whoa, I've been streaming like 2.5 hours, which is a ton for me. Those of you who come into my streams, we're usually here in and out in like an hour. We come in, we talk for a little bit, and then we do meditation. And I like the streams that are longer too. They're nice. But I don't like them every day or anything. And then you get you might think, well, wait a minute, why is Agni complaining? There's guys out there that do like 24-hour streams, or do like longer than that. And those women and dudes are like out of this world. I have a tremendous amount of respect for them. But that's not me. I'm not going to get up here and stream for 24 hours. I'm not going to put the camera on me when I sleep and just go to bed. That's like not my thing. Now, if you do that, that's cool. But like, it's just not like what I'm going to be doing here. um, let's see. Chad guy, yeah. Hello, man. That's good. I like it. JT, you say, yeah, it was a long stream. It's been a while since you streamed long. Yeah, and it's fine. Some days will be longer streams. Some days will be like, my normal like hour and a half streams, right? Uh, JT, you say you wish I do I'm only sleeping stream. Yeah, I think that's a crazy world, man. I've seen a couple of the streamers that I watch going that route and doing the sleeping streams, and it's like, whoa, dude, this guy's like sleeping and he's got like 100 people in his chat. Like, what does that say about my streams? I'm like here like giving energy and like working hard to make everything great for everyone, and like these guys are like just going to bed and they got like thousands of people watching. I'm like, dude, that's intense. That's a pretty intense like commitment to your streamer. All right, time for meditation. No more messing around. Here we go. Take a slow, deep breath and find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged, or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes and take a few slow, deep breaths on your own. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds, and you can use it to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, slowly raising your belly. Exhale, slowly lowering your belly. Breathe in, gently raising your abdomen. Breathe out, gently lowering your abdomen. Keep your awareness on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. The breath calms the body, and the body calms the mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountaintop. watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds come together, merging as one. And one cloud stretches apart, separating into two. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being, exist for a while in conscious awareness, before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Focus on your breath count. When thoughts enter your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breath count. essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. And they will shine their light on all whom they encounter. Until all of humanity is glowing radiantly as one once again. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Focus on your breath count. And feel the love permeating your being. Your identity is one with that perfect love. And you extend outward in all directions, spreading your love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which would prevent you from experiencing joy. Focus on your breath. Stay focused on your breath count. You are perfect love. You are perfect light. You are divine. And you are one with all of creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which hampers your development. Stay focused on your breath count. On your next breath, travel down to your center. Visualize the center point from which all love enters. Watch the flow of that eternal love filling your being. Feeling the comforting warmth surrounding your love. Experience the perfect peace that exists at this location. And the perfect oneness being connected to all of humanity. In this place, fear of any kind is inconceivable. for you hold the quiet assurance of all of eternity in your heart. Inhale, giving yourself permission to allow oneness to be your guide. Exhale, releasing any dualistic thinking from your mind. Breathe in, giving yourself permission to experience perfect monism. Exhale, releasing all dualities and opposites from your being. Stay in this perfect peace. For it was given to you for eternity. You are worthy of this purest of love. For that is how you were created. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eyesight. Keep your focus on your breath count. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the oneness that resides at this location. Hearing the divine melody that comes from within. going deeper beneath the level of conscious awareness. To the place where thought cannot enter. Opposites and polarities are not welcome here. In this place of perfect monism, seek out the center point of this place. Visualize the golden light flowing out through this location. Flowing endlessly from the source of all creation. And realizing that light is you. Inhale, going even deeper into this perfect oneness. Exhale, releasing all dualistic thoughts that would keep you from this oneness. Breathe in, going further down into this place of love. Exhale, releasing all ego which would hinder your development. Focus on this place of love. Focus on your center. Look straight into your center point. And when you're ready, go on through. I'll see you on the other side. At your center point, you remember your true identity. at your center, you remember how you came to be. Here, at your center point, true nature unfolds. As you remember your divine purpose. Your essence is love. Your purpose is to share your love with those around you. You are an eternal being. Created perfect just as you are. When you deny your divine presence, you appear to become something else. But that appearance does not link with reality. For here in eternity, you have always been. Instead of trying to become what you're not, embrace what you are. Instead of becoming, just be. As you were created. Inhale, filling your vessel with love and light. Exhale, releasing all stress and tension from your body. Breathe in, allowing perfect oneness to flow throughout your vessel. Breathe out, releasing all stress and tension from your mind. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all fear and worry from your being. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all doubt from your mind. Gently open your eyes, returning to the present moment, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for being here with me in this sacred space. I am honored and humbled to be here as your meditation guide. And I hope you all feel more love and compassion in your hearts than you did. And I hope you feel more peaceful and calm. Thank you for doing the work. Namaste. All right. How was that for everyone? That was a 39-minute meditation, which is a good time, a good amount of time for meditation. I always feel like, 40 minutes is it's plenty, right? It's enough to get that connection with the divine love and energy throughout all of creation. I can do it. We can do it sometimes in 20 minutes, but 40 minutes is a good amount of time. JT, you say buzzing underneath the flesh. Wonderful. I'm glad that you got something out of it. It seems like you usually do. You usually do benefit. So you're one of the main reasons why I continue these streams, because people are benefiting. People are gaining something from these. So thank you so much, JT. Christine the Bean, much needed meditation. You as well. And I'm so happy that you got something out of this too. When I can share my love and light with others, it means more. Don't get me wrong, I love meditating on my own. I love sitting in the dark and meditating and just feeling that perfect peace and oneness on my own. But at some point, you want to share that with others. You want to help others feel that, right? So if I can share my love with others, then I feel it feels more rewarding. It feels like I'm making more of a difference. So thank you so much for being here with me, Christine. I appreciate it. Okay, so unless there's any other orders of business, we're going to. That sounds weird, saying orders of business. Like what are we, like in some kind of like a meeting or something? We're in a meditation, right? To say orders of business sounds bizarre. But anyways, as long as there's nothing else we need to discuss, I think it's time to do a raid, and spread the love outward that way. Let's see who's out here. Today. We got a lot of the good peeps, huh? We got a lot of the good peeps. Gigi Melodies. Oh, she's playing a gaming stream. I don't really want to go into that right now. Oh, okay. Well, this is cool. My buddy Imbalanced is streaming. I haven't rated him in a long time. Let me just make sure that he's streaming right now. I think he is. Yeah, we're gonna give him a raid. He's a genuine dude. Anyone who comes out here and puts in the effort and just tries to be a streamer on Twitch, he's a good dude, and he's built a good community. So we're gonna give him a raid. Imbalanced Physique. Let's find him. I'll queue him up. Yeah, let's spread some love and light his way. And thank you all so much again for being here with me. I'm truly honored to have you in my life. Namaste. Oh, I ended 3 seconds early. Namaste.